Welcome to
Welcome to
the Unfazed
the Unfazed
Podcast.
Podcast.
Welcome to the Unfazed Podcast. Welcome to the Unfazed Podcast. And today, it's your host, Asad of the Unfazed Podcast, And today I got a very special guest. I got a music artist, rapper, creative, introducing Tad. Welcome to the podcast, bro.
Appreciate you for having me. What's
Most
good, Joe?
definitely, bro. Most definitely, bro. Appreciate you coming on the pod, bro. Taking the time out your day to come on. Just talking about your music and just your creativity and just everything you've been doing, bro. For real. Let's hop straight into it, bro. You started dropping music in 2020. And your first release was 223's featuring Sensei, my cousin.
Yeah.
And you guys both started rapping on Ugly God beats in like when y'all was in high school and stuff like that. So just kind of just like rewinding and just jumping back to that era and like how did that all get started with your music career and just hopping on those type of beats?
Man, so that takes me back, but yeah, that started freshman year for me, at least, or for both of us. It kind of was like diss tracks that we had all like made on each other, like just for fun. So like me and my friends would just go off on each other just for like fun and just drop them on SoundCloud and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was really like the first time like experiencing music for a lot of us, or like trying to like make music. For me, I had made my song like on iMovie.
Mhm.
Like I didn't even like know how to use like no like digital like audio work, like no DAW, like no FL, like nothing.
Yeah.
So like I just I made my song like that. I put it out on SoundCloud. I'd used the song like Bitch by Ugly God as like the instrumental. I dropped it like that. That was like my first time like posting a song. Eventually I kind of just like realized like I could really like do something with this. So I just like I kept dropping music like for fun. When it got to the pandemic, like I really just like realized like yeah, nah, I gotta lock in and take this serious because like, there's so much that I could do with it.
Mhm.
Um, it came like that.
Mhm. I hear that, bro. So it all started with diss tracks. Like y'all was just you and your friends, y'all was just dissing each other.
Yeah,
Do
for
you remember
fun, man.
the first person that you dissed for fun?
It was shout out Sizzler, shout out Elijah, man. Dissed him first, and then I had dissed Gideon Sensei.
Nah, that's crazy. But I gotta hear
Yeah,
that, bro.
man.
Nah, that's crazy. So do you still have like all these files like privated or do you like oh it's just gone like it's all like can no longer be found?
It's gone,
It's
man. It's
gone,
gone. Yeah,
dang. Hey, that's
yeah,
how I started though. Dissing each other for fun, bro. Everybody starts like everybody has like a different crazy start. Like I be hearing some people they be having like some crazy they be like, yeah, like I was going through some like I was depressed. I had went through this and that, this and that. And then it's like I be hearing like, oh yeah, like me and my friends, we was just dissing each other for fun. Like that's how it got started, you
yeah,
know? So it's like
yeah,
everybody got their own thing for real, but it's like, bro, everybody starts differently, and that's what I love about creativity. Like, it's really beauty in all of it, bro, for real. And also I realized because I checked your discography on Spotify as well as what you have on SoundCloud as well. And I realized because I know sometimes like a lot of artists who are on SoundCloud they upload like snippets or like certain tracks to SoundCloud that either haven't been like cleared, if they use like a sample or like a beat that wasn't theirs, um, or if they just like didn't like it enough to put it on I guess like mainstream platforms. So I realized that 223's was not on Spotify and like Apple Music and stuff like that. And I know it was also one of the first songs that you dropped a part of your discography once you started taking music serious. So was it like a reason why, or was it just like, oh, I just put that there for whatever?
it wasn't really like up there for like a reason for real. I
Hmm.
still need to figure that out actually, because like it's up, but it's still under my old like name, like so it's
Hmm.
still under Lil Tad instead of
Hmm.
Tad. Um, but yeah, so it's like
Hmm.
it's still on all plats. It's just like you gotta do a deep like it's like it's somewhere else. You gotta
Yeah,
you gotta look for it somewhere else. But
yeah, I
yeah,
feel that. With
um,
the name change, what was the like the process and decision making of you changing your name from Lil Tad to Tad?
a lot of the times like it was just a lack of seriousness that I felt like people had associated with that name.
Mm,
So like the Lil, I feel like no disrespect to like, you know, people like in the underground and stuff like that, but like a lot of the times like people will just like see you as like a Lil whatever, you know what I mean? Like
mm,
it's just like it's not as it doesn't come off as like professional
yeah,
um compared to like just like the one name and it's just simple and like people can just like easily like catch on to it, you know?
yeah, I feel that. That makes sense, bro. Because I mean, like, when you doing your thing for real, and it's like you really trying to pop off, and people ain't take you serious. It's just like, yo, like we got to switch this up, like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Um, so it's like, yeah, really, like when you put in your best effort, like, all right, you want to be taken serious, like you want to be like, yeah, I'm really out here doing my thing. Like, this ain't no just like goofing off type deal, you know?
Yeah.
So I'll get that for sure. When you hop in the booth and you just making your music, doing your thing, well, how does that go for you? Like, do you write? Do you freestyle? A little bit of both? What's that like?
It's a little bit of both, to be honest. Like, just depends on like whatever I get from like the producers and stuff. You know what I mean? Like what I
Mm-hmm.
be listening to. So it really depends on the track that I get or what I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sometimes I'll be writing like in my own spare time too, like just no beat, just like writing down ideas for like lyrics and stuff too that I could maybe like repurpose for later or like just ideas in general.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
a bit
feel
of
that.
both though.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Gotta expand everything. Like whatever, try new things.
Yeah.
And just see whatever works for real. Do you feel like some of your best music comes from like certain area? Like, do you feel like your best music comes from like when you write or when you freestyle, or it just like doesn't matter? It's just like,
To be honest, it doesn't really matter in
mm-hmm,
my opinion. Like, I mean, I guess I could say like freestyling like does kind of help a little bit more just because of like thinking too hard
mm-hmm,
um about like what I'm saying and stuff. So it's just
mm-hmm.
like it flows a little bit easier.
Yeah. So the people that do like write, of course, like I would imagine like they're more like the lyrical like rappers, like you got like the J. Cole, the Kendrick, those type
Yeah.
of, like they really on some like you gonna have to sit down, break this down and think about what I'm saying to really feel
Yeah.
it, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro.
So, do you think that's possible with just like freestyling?
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's like artists out there that are capable of stuff like that, but like
Right.
and I don't know. I think it's possible.
Hmm.
It takes a lot of brain power.
Yeah. Where would you say like lyricism would play a part in your music, or it's just like you just like what type of artist would you say you are when it comes to lyricism?
I
Like, is
say,
that way
man,
heavily important to you, or is just like on the weaker end?
it's I mean, honestly, like if you really want something to listen to and look at, I mean, you can look at my lyrics and vibe. I feel like is also important too. So I feel like it's
Yeah.
just like a good balance of the both of them. So
Hmm.
of the two.
Yeah. That's something I wanted to talk about as well. Bro, one of my favorite songs by you is called "Take On."
Yeah,
And the feature on that from Aura, that was just like that John sounded ethereal, bro. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like y'all was like Kobe and Shaq on that song. I was like, man, y'all went
appreciate that.
hard for
Yeah,
real, for real.
yeah,
So that's what I mean by like your music is so like versatile. 'Cause I
appreciate
see
that.
like that song "Take On." That's like like vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like chill, like late night drive type song. And another song I like by you called "Glitch." That's like, oh yeah, like we getting turned. Like it's time like just get hype. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um, so what does that mean to you as an artist, just being versatile and just being able to touch both sides of music?
man, I think it's important to be able to like just do whatever and like show versatility because of like I don't know. I me personally, I don't really like being put in a box of just like being one dimensional, like just like oh he's a rapper, he just gets on like generic trap stuff. Like it's just
Hmm.
like I don't know. I feel like diversity, especially like now, is super important with your music just to like grow, to try new things, especially like up and coming or being up and coming.
Yeah, I agree. I most definitely agree. Most definitely agree. most recent music release, Gravestone, Musical Flex,
Yeah.
that has been your only release so far in 2024. So was that song something that you were working on for a while, or or was that just like, oh yeah, it's a new year, I ain't dropped none yet. Let's do some, let's make some shake.
So funny enough, like that wasn't actually supposed to be like the first song that dropped.
Hmm.
I had some other stuff planned, but it's still coming out like soon.
Yeah.
But that song didn't really like take as long to make, but it definitely like I sat on it for a very long time before like releasing it. It was
Hmm.
just it wasn't something though that I just like released like just because like I wanted to release it though. It was just like,
Hmm.
like I felt like the time was right to put it out.
Yeah. How much music would you say you're sitting on right now?
Man, a whole lot, bro.
Bro,
I can
that'd be
tell you
the
that.
answer for everybody, bro. For real. I be wanting to hear y'all drop. Like I be hearing the snippets, like so many artists. It's just like I really feel like some art. I saw this skit. I don't know who did the skit, bro, but it was somebody on like YouTube or TikTok or something. It was just like how artists like don't release their music, and it was like, you know what? It was like this one dude in the studio. He was talking to the producers. He was like, you know what? He was like, yeah, this song hard, but like let's just post like a 10-second snippet of it on like a IG story and like never ever drop it, like never ever drop it, never even speak on it, and just like have it sit in the vault for like 4 or 5 years and maybe drop it, you know. But
Yeah,
it was just made me laugh. It was just funny because as I be thinking of like guys like that don't drop like you got like Cardi and stuff like that, where it's like a lot of his like half of his music is like made by the fans. You know what I'm saying? Like they might hear like a snippet or like some leaks, and it's like the fans that are like that be in the music world, like the producers, the people that make beats and like people that just mix and engineer music. It's like they're the ones finishing it for just like that fan base.
hmm
Um, so that also ties into um, you said you got some stuff coming towards the end of this year, upcoming project scheduled to drop towards the end of this year.
yeah.
So what is that? What's that sound gonna be like? Like, what can we expect?
Man, I don't even know. It's something like it's special. It's something near and dear to my heart, like for
Hmm.
sure. Um, I'm just covering a lot of stuff that I've just like haven't talked about like in the past few years.
Hmm.
Like why my like releases have been kind of slowing down, like what's just been really going on with me. And yeah, like it's just the sound though, in terms of the sound, it's just I call it like a little bit more on the mainstream end for sure.
Hmm.
Um I'm gonna definitely get back like tapped in with my underground stuff though. But
Yeah.
um yeah, it's like it's very like different.
Hmm.
And it's executive produced by my boy Jamal Fuego. So
Hmm.
shout out him too.
For sure. So it's gonna be your it's gonna be an album.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's gonna be like your first album release, a part of your discography so far.
yeah.
That's dope. Do you have any like any leaks, like any title, album art, like anything like that so
I
far?
can't I can't say too much
Can't
yet,
say it yet.
but the name of the project we're calling it Raven.
Raven. Hey
Yeah,
man, y'all heard it here first, bro, on the Unfazed Podcast for sure. Upcoming project by Tag called Raven.
yeah,
It's gonna be hard.
yes sir,
Most definitely, bro. That's dope. I appreciate it, bro.
for sure.
Um, one thing I also wanted to talk about as well is the visuals, the music videos that you have done. Um, you got three so far: Toyota Boys, Mars, and Glitch.
Yeah.
Um, and when it comes to like the visual aspect, just like your music, is that something that you plan on doing for like your future projects, or is it just like it's just cause?
I think I'm still like in my like experimenting like phase right now.
Yeah.
Um, so like I'm still trying out a bunch of new things. Like there's still like so much more in the vault that like y'all haven't even heard yet. That's like
Hmm.
just there's like hype stuff, there's like chill stuff. It's like it's a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm not saying though that I'm not gonna keep putting stuff like that out though. Like I still have
Hmm.
stuff like that too. It's just like there's so much like on the way, you know? Like
Yeah.
it's a lot of diverse stuff.
Yeah. I like that, bro. I like that. And it's like it's so great like as a creator just having like so like having all these ideas, and now it's just like, all right, let's put this into play, like, but just being able to time it correctly, market it, time it correctly,
Yeah.
and just being able to just do your thing, saying everything just like ride out,
Yep.
with everything that you're doing, whether it's music, working on visuals, working on a project, um, producing anything. Have you ever like produce your own? I know like make like produce your own beats, make your own beats and stuff like that. Have you ever done that for yourself ever since you started making music?
Yeah, 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 all the time.
Hmm.
Stuck in Time was actually like partially produced by me too.
Yeah. I wanted to touch on IX9 and just all that's about and things of that nature. What would you say that is like to you and like within your work?
To me, like just me, IX is like it's a collective of close friends that support each other,
Hmm.
um, and give each other like advice like on music and stuff.
That's fire. That's fire. It was I'm a big J. Cole fan and I feel like I actually wrote a paper on him. I've talked about this on the podcast before. I wrote a paper on him my sophomore year. And when he was like first getting started, cause he from North Carolina, and there was this place. It was like a studio called the Shelter, where it was just like that, like a collective group of just like friends and just like people that would like just like bring each other up, within their music and just supporting each other, just providing like the resources and the people to just like be able to just like blow up and just
Yeah,
like do well in your music, be able to just like excel with like your creativity. So just having groups like that, it's just like it's important, bro.
yeah,
Currently, I believe you are an independent artist.
yes.
So would you ever want to sign to a label, or you would want to remain independent?
Um, I feel like I will at some point, or I would want to at some point. Um, but now, right now, I'm gonna just stay independent in the meantime. You know what I mean?
I feel that. What's the pros and cons in your eyes as a music artist? 'Cause I know a lot of people from like, as just like music, like people that just listen, or just like the fans, of your music and stuff like that. We can look from the outside in and be like, oh yeah, like he signed to this label, that's good for him, or it's like, oh no, that's bad for him, da da da. So it's like, but we look from the outside in,
Yeah.
just as listeners of the music. But as you, the one that is creating it, what would you say like the pros and cons are of you, Tad, signing to a label?
Man, I feel like a big pro is like just being able to use like the types of resources and stuff, that like labels have to offer.
Hmm.
Because there truly is like so much that like goes behind the artist. It's like a whole team and
Yeah,
everything.
facts.
So,
For real.
um, yeah, but like I couldn't really even think of a con to be honest. Like it's just they offer like the resources and stuff, It's just
Hmm.
how you use them, I guess.
Yeah, facts. Facts, facts, facts. Another thing I wanted to touch on as well was features. Um, because you've had several features on your music, including Sensei, Ara, Kenna, and several others. You work with, of course, like you said, Jamal Fuego with the mixing and producing of your music. What would you say is your favorite feature that you've had on your music ever since you started?
You gotta put me on the spot like that. Um, Man, I'm gonna probably say, hmm, I'm gonna say Mars.
Hmm.
Mars is probably like number one for me.
Yeah, that
Um,
one was dope.
yeah, man. With Sensei, shout out him.
For sure. Shout out Sensei. Shout out
Yeah,
Sensei, bro. For real.
yeah. That
Most
that track
definitely.
really gets the crowd going. No, I love that track. It's a great vibe. You know what I mean? Like just
Hmm.
to put it simple.
For real. What feature are you like would you want to have by any artist, whether it's underground, mainstream, anybody, like, if you could have one artist where, they'll be like, yeah, let's hop in a booth, let me work with you. Who would it be and why?
It's tons of like influences that I got, man. Like all over the place. Like, but
Mhm.
man, if I had to pick one, I might say Travis Scott.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
because of like his influence, I feel like has he's had a lot of influence on me. Like just I even like can recall like older days, like just back in the day, like listening to his stuff a lot.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, he's really like had a I feel like he's had an influence on me. So yeah, I'm gonna say him.
Yeah, that'd be fire, bro. Most definitely Travis Scott hopping on a song by Tad. That'd be fire. It's gonna happen, bro. I just see it. Tad. It's gonna be a Tad featuring Travis Scott. I see it's gonna be fire, bro.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
already knowing. Most definitely, bro. Where would you? Why? I know you say Travis Scott has been like a big influence, but what is it about Travis Scott where it's just like, yeah, like he's like one of my favorites. Like he's been an influence within my music. Is it just like the way he? Is it like the way he does his music? Because I know he seems like an electric performer. Like I be seeing like the performance they be causing earthquakes and stuff like that. Like I just seen like a few days ago he was performing in like Milan and it was like, oh yeah, the performance like hey like it shook the ground and I'm over here thinking like yo like that's different, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
what would you say like it is specifically where it's just like like why he has so much influence?
I'd probably say like the way that he approaches like his songwriting from at least like I remember I used to like watch his like sessions sometimes and just like try to analyze him and even like other rappers too. Like I'd be trying to like study up on the game and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's real.
Um like I used to like watch his stuff and like performance too, like just him and like I'll be watching like performance other people perform too, like
Hmm.
at festivals and stuff.
Hmm.
Um and like yeah, it's a lot of those things that really took influence on me, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that, and that's like that's real. I understand that because I remember even with just like the podcast, I was watching the Kanye Genius documentary at like the beginning of this year, back in like January, February, and just like all the like the podcast stuff. Like I remember like watching that Kanye doc, and I was just like, man, like this is like I felt so inspired. Like that was the most inspired I've felt in like like ever since I would say I started like being like on my creative stuff, like and it was just like it's just like how he does things and just like the creative process and just like how like he's like just how talented he is when it comes to the music and just like the influence he has, like I don't think it's a lot of artists that got more influence than Ye, you know.
Yeah.
Like even the like I remember Travis Scott. I was having a conversation with one of my friends. Shout out Josiah, that's my brother. He a big Travis Scott fan, and I'm a big Kanye fan, and I was like, bro, Kanye is like one of the most influential like artists ever, you know. Um, and then I was saying, I was like, we were just going like back and forth talking about it, and I was like, bro, Travis Scott himself, he said, shout out, like when he was on the stage doing on the Utopia tour, he was like it would be no Utopia without Ye, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's so many artists where it's like they gotten like a lot of influence or just like help within like the producing, engineering, like the sound of their work. Um,
Okay.
so it just all passes down to like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like it started somebody influenced Ye, somebody inspired him, somebody inspired Travis Scott, he inspiring you. You going it's going to keep going. Your sound going to inspire somebody else. So it's just like keeping on going. That's just something I see so great about music and people who are creatives and just out here doing their own thing for real, for real.
Yeah.
I be saying. But hailing from St. Louis, bro, and just being from that part of the world, would you consider yourself a St. Louis artist, or does it go back into that thing of like you don't want to box yourself into a certain title?
I feel like I rep St. Louis, you know what I mean? Like that's my
Hmm.
city. Um, I don't see it like as like a a box or a title, but like it's just it's where I'm from, you know what I mean? It's like it's
Mm-hmm.
my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, shout out
Definitely.
St. Louis.
Most definitely, bro. You gotta rep where you from for real. Like I be like how we were just talking, like some people rep the city, some people don't. Some people it's like you gotta dive deep and be like, oh dang, they really is they are from there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um but yeah, it's just like would you say being from St. Louis has impacted your journey as an artist? Like you've been like a product of your environment?
100%.
Mm,
It's a lot of people like that I made connects with here in St. Louis. Like the underground scene is like has so much untapped potential and talent.
facts.
Um, and yeah, like it's just so much has like evolved me over here.
Hmm.
It's a lot,
Yeah.
but yeah, shout out Robel Ketema, shout out the Meadows, um, shout out the St. Louis Underground, man.
Hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy out here.
For real. Last thing I wanted to touch on with you, bro, is like the underground world versus the mainstream and just how people are like progressing, trying to, event. 'Cause I feel like, nobody wants to say, I don't know, me looking from the outside in, because I'm not a music artist, nobody wants to stay underground forever, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when it comes to just like all the underground talent, and it's just like, all right, who gonna like we all try and make it, And of course, it's not a race, It's not like, oh, who's gonna make it first? Who's gonna do this? Who's gonna blow it the quickest? It's like, who gonna be out here doing a thing, putting effort and work into it, and having longevity in the game? So when it comes to that, and just like you see all this talent in the underground, what aspects would you say it takes to be like that mainstream level?
I think this goes back into the diversity thing. It really does. Like
Mm-hmm.
just being able to show people that you can get on whatever type of track that you want. Right? That's a big component. I feel like um, being able to connect with your audience too is like super important.
Yeah, for
Um,
real.
and dropping so consistently, bro. Like it's like clockwork, man.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
agree. For real. Um, I know we were just talking about consistency as well, like how it's just so important it is whether you're doing anything, like whether you making music, whether you got a podcast, whether you doing, directing movies, directing films, even if you try, like play sports, whatever, like you gotta be consistent, with your drops. So when it comes to your schedule of dropping music, how like consistent is like do you want to be with like do you have a certain like vision for it's like okay I'm gonna drop this many times a year or is it just like okay it was like forget how many times I drop like this is quality over quantity what's your view on that?
I like to prioritize quality over quantity.
Hmm.
To be honest, um, but at this point right now, like I feel like I've gotten to that point where my quality um, allows me to drop in quantity.
Hmm.
So like I can drop a lot like right now, like you know what I mean, like um, especially for the rest of this year, I'm trying to like drop a bunch. Um, like I'm trying to do like a song a month.
Yeah. Hmm. That's good. That's good. 'Cause I know like it's just like that's what I'm saying like just like consistency and like just promoting it, marketing it well. Like, that's a major part of um like the underground and mainstream because it is so much talent in the underground. Like it is so much talent. And I realized that even myself, like some of these mainstream artists, I don't even see as like talented. Like it's just like okay, they marketed themselves. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And it's just like it's just bringing people in, but it's like it's like they're not doing nothing special. And it's like you see somebody in the underground doing something crazy, doing something totally different, like a whole new wave of music, and it's just like, yo, this is hard. And it's like, why? How are you not mainstream yet? You know what I'm saying? But once again, it's not a race. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's just like consistency and marketing yourself.
yeah,
Because the underground scene is crazy. Like it's like everybody's so like talented. Like everybody's talented. Like it's a lot of talented people doing a thing, and
yeah,
that's what something I like about the underground scene. It's special.
for sure. And to go back like on the whole underground question that you asked earlier, um, really, I like to emphasize on that marketing point. It is like so crucial, like
Mm,
to have like your branding down and like everything right before you
for
like
real.
decide to start pushing yourself like on like social media and stuff.
Mm, for real. Most definitely, bro. I agree with that. I've been trying to work on that myself, like with the podcast too, you know what I'm saying? Like it's coming up like been 2 years since I've been doing this, you know, and it's like I'm still like I be like everybody's learning. Like you can
Yeah,
be in
man.
the game for however long. Like I've been in the game 2 years now. Don't matter. Like you've been dropping music since 2020, taking it serious since 2020. Like we all learn and we all progressing for real. So all we all gotta just keep working on
Yeah.
some real stuff for sure. Tad, I appreciate you, real, coming on the Unfazed Podcast, man, for real.
Thank you so much for having me.
Most definitely. But you want to shout out your Instagram real quick and your music?
Oh yeah, so it's HEYIMTAD on Instagram and on all other social media. And you can look me up on all platforms for my music at TAD. Tad, that's Tad.
For sure. Shout out Tad, bro, for real. Make sure y'all tune in with his music, tap in. Be ready for that project dropping. Scheduled to drop at the end of 2024. It's gonna be fire. Um, just be ready for it, y'all. Y'all got to tap in for real. Appreciate you coming on the podcast once again, bro. Appreciate y'all listening, everybody that tuned in. I'll see y'all in the next one for sure. Let's do it.